a lot of guys in the league, right? Like we can't forget about Justin Jefferson, who is a top guy, Jamar Chase, who is a top guy, Tyreek Hill, who's a top guy, but Stefon Diggs, don't want to leave you out, Howard. Let's.
Thank
I
you.
don't want that war right now. So but there's a guy right now who is kind of standing out, looking like he may not have the numbers necessarily of a Tyreek Hill, but he's like right behind him, and he's looking like the guy at the wide receiver position. So my question is AJ Brown the best wide receiver in the NFL?
No. Like, hey, he's really good. Nah, I'm telling you right now, there's not one team in the NFL that doesn't want him. And I'm pretty sure the Tennessee Titans are the one that want him the worst. Because man, or is that not looking good? But no, it's okay to not be the best. Like being top 10, especially at wide receiver, that's pretty good. Like it's pretty elite. Like there's a lot of elite receivers, but number one, come on now, no. I mean,
Who do
he
you put
looks
above him?
nice. I mean, right now, I think the receiver that is the most important to his team and does the most for his team. And I hate to say this, but it's Tyreek. I mean, can you imagine that team without him? Like that guy is just, he's everything to the offense. He's so good he's making Tua look like he could maybe win the MVP. Like it's gotta be Tyreek. He is elevating a team. Now I'm not saying AJ Brown isn't. It's just Jalen Hurts is pretty good. And Devontae Smith, his number two guy, he's pretty good. They've got a lot of pieces there that kind of make him dangerous. But I think right now Tyreek is the best receiver in the league. And I want to say Devontae, but
So
his
so
situation is just
so if
bad.
he's not number one, where do you put him at?
If we're doing like what we're watching right now, he's got to be top five.
I don't
Like
want that, Howard. Where do you put him at?
uh,
Who do you put above him, Howard? Where is AJ Brown at?
right now, he
And you don't even have to necessarily say right now or whatever. Like you don't necessarily have to go off the numbers. Who is
Just in
better than
general. Just in
him?
general.
In general?
just in
Who?
general.
Off talent base.
So well, if we're just going off talent, then Tyreek ain't. To me, everyone knows I love my boy Devonta Adams. Then I have to give it to Tyreek because the last 2 years you just can't like not see that. Then you're looking at Justin Jefferson, Chase, Diggs, and then I mean, and then we're right there where AJ Brown is. I think that's pretty fair. Like
So you put him six.
something like that, like it's just the way it goes, man. I mean, he really is just a big ass receiver that just manhandles people. Like DK, he's what DK we thought DK would have been. Like
They
he
played together.
he
So
yeah,
so
like
but so let me say the last the last few guys that we seen that was his size, false, and yeah, y'all tried to get on me last week. So the last few receivers that we seen that was his size, pause again, and that could run routes and all that we and more as physical. We put them as the top guys in the league, which was a Julio, and before Julio was Megatron. So how like where's the difference at? But okay, well, I'm gonna let you go.
Is he the best receiver in the league? In my opinion, no. But receivers a pretty deep position to rank right now, outside of quarterback. I think he's the most physically dominating receiver in the league. You know what I'm saying? Over the course of 4 quarters, there's only so much you can really do with that guy who can fly and at that, size, no homo. You know what I'm saying?
man,
But
boy.
if I'm ranking it, I'm doing Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, AJ, and then Devontae number 5. I'll do Devontae number 5.
Whoa, that's
Okay, so this is what I'm gonna say. Yes, he is the best receiver in the league because let's look at it, right? Let's look at it. because before the season, I'll probably say that Justin Jefferson was the best, right? Justin Jefferson, a good route runner. Okay. You're not gonna be able to necessarily put a single coverage on Justin Jefferson, but if you double Justin Jefferson, you have a way better chance than you would have AJ Brown. You know, Same thing with Jamar Chase. You can double Jamar Chase. You can put somebody over the top because this guy AJ Brown, he can run routes. He can also run the deep route. He's a burner in that. And double coverage don't affect him. Triple coverage. What game was that? That Steelers game, was that this year or last year? Or I think it was this year when he counted 1, 2, 3 of them people that he was able to moss. I don't see him being able to be guarded, especially with him having a quarterback that can get him the ball. So honestly, yes, nobody can run like Tyreek Hill. But at the end of the day, that's what Tyreek Hill do. He run to get open. But if you were able to blanket him, you might have a decent chance. Yes, Tyreek is more dangerous after like with the yak because if he get the ball in open space, you're not catching Tyreek. So he is very dangerous. But is he the best receiver? No. And like I said earlier, when you look at it, the last receivers that were as physically dominant as he was, we said they were the best because during the time, did we say Julio was the best? Would y'all agree with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then during the time, would y'all say Megatron was the best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if like, and that's the people we're comparing him to. That I feel like we should be comparing him to. So in that case, I don't see how he's not the best.
I don't know. Because here's the thing, like Julio and Megatron, they had something that I feel like AJ Brown doesn't have, and he can get open, but they consistently were open. Like AJ
But
Brown
he don't
has
get the
had,
but Julio don't get the touchdowns like AJ Brown do.
yeah, but he got crazy yards. He had to really fight for everything he was getting back then, and those were some tough yards for Julio. But here's the thing, Julio was open all the time. AJ Brown, he doesn't get that consistent. He's not consistently open. He lacks sometimes getting that separation.
But do he need separation?
Yeah, I mean eventually you do. He looks good now, but like over a whole season, you ain't gonna be catching all them ball
Yeah,
pause.
he
You
did he
ain't
did
gonna
it
catching all them passes like that.
he did it last year. I
Eh,
think Devontae had more catches than him, but I believe he had more yards and touchdowns than Devontae. And and
eh,
and, and like I don't want to take this on to a like I don't want to take this to a personal where me and Howard gonna get into it. But like when you look at it, right? Let's say when it's the same thing when Diggs came over to Buffalo, right? He changed life for Josh Allen, right?
mhm.
When AJ Brown came over to Philly, he changed life for Philly and got them to a Super Bowl. So it's kind of like when you look at it like that, right? As good as Jamar Chase, I mean Jamar Chase, yeah. Well, Jamar Chase has done that, but as good as Justin Jefferson is, right? He hasn't been able to elevate Kirk Cousins to a level where making deep runs in the playoffs. You know what I mean?
I mean, but you can say the same thing about Tyreek. He elevated Tua. Look at the way
But
we're
but
regarding at Tua right now.
is he elevating him enough to make a deep run in the playoffs?
Tua got hurt in the playoffs. He got hurt before the first game of the playoffs, so we didn't even get to see him all together. So
That's a
we'll have to
valid.
see it this year. So that one's
That's
kind of
valid.
we'll have to see this year. What I do know is when I was gonna say, damn, I was about to say something. Those receivers that come in with those guys that could be special and they just need some help along. Those guys that help bring them along, like Stefon Diggs, AJ Brown, those kind of guys. Yeah, those are the really special ones. But the reason why I put Justin Jefferson number one is because for all the same reasons we like AJ Brown, Jamar Chase, Diggs, the list goes on. Buddy can do all of that. You know what I'm saying? He only person who's probably got him beat in a physical trait is Tyreek Hill, but Tyreek's got everyone beat. As far as physicality, I've seen Justin get physical. As far as catch radius, he's got an amazing catch radius. Hands, he's got great hands. He's a technician. He's got good speed. Like, there's not much he can't do. You know what I'm saying? And he's not the type of guy that go out there and get lost. You know what I'm saying? And start going through motions. He'll work his way to get open, work his way back to the quarterback, and keep himself involved. If he's not getting the ball, it's because it's a quarterback thing. There's times I've seen AJ Brown play a full game and be lost out there.
But I think that's quarterback reason too. But at the same time, the thing that Justin Jefferson can't do that he can do is Justin Jefferson don't run deep routes. Justin Jefferson runs a bunch of crossers. That's pretty much Justin Jefferson's thing. And then the thing that he can do that Jamar Chase can't do. AJ Brown can run the crossers too. He can run the underneath routes. Jamar Chase is more of a deep threat. So like that's the thing. He kind of a mix of a bunch of guys, a bunch of these top guys. So I don't see how he's not the best in the league right now, or in general.
I mean, you can make an argument for all these guys: Chase,
Yeah, definitely.
Jefferson, Tyreek, Brown. There's really no wrong answer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's a lot of time in the season, so I mean, there's still plenty of time to see. Obviously, it's going to be harder by the end of the season because the pace that Tyreek is on. Tyreek is on pace to have a 2,000-yard season. So even as much as AJ Brown is doing, it's kind of like at the end of this season, after you see how many yards Tyreek has and all that stuff, it's going to be a harder argument to have. But at this current moment, I personally feel like he's the best in the league.